Hello, my name's Dave Wilson, and today we're going to talk about bathroom policy. What do we do? You have a child come up to you, tell you that they need to use the restroom. What do? Why do we and why we have that policy? The first thing is we do not do bathroom breaks. And the reason for this is because if you take one child to the restroom, half the class is going to want to go. It's going to disrupt the class. We ask our parents ahead of time, please take your kids to the restroom. All right, the second thing that you need to know is that the decision on whether that child's going to use the restroom at that time is not yours, it's the teacher's. Today we have Val, she's teaching us. And so John comes up and he says, I need to use the restroom. I get Val's attention. Val, John needs to use the restroom.
Okay, you can take him.
Okay, so now I have the teacher's permission to take him to the restroom, but there's one thing you need to keep in mind, and that's what we call the 2 deep rule. Then the 2 deep rule is a very simple rule. It basically states that you always can see another adult. So you want to make sure that you're never alone with a child. You can always see another adult. Now the reason for this is, one, to protect the child, but the second is to also protect yourself from any false accusations that might arise. So we've got permission of the teacher, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come along up, have John or the child come with you, and we're going to come up and we're going to open the door and we're going to check down the hall. Do we have a children's ministry person down the hall? If you have a children's ministry down the hall, we've got Megan down there today, then what you can do is you can just get her attention and say, I've got a child needs your restroom, and she gives the okay, and we'll just send the child down there. Now, you don't head back into the classroom, because remember that 2 deep rule? You want to make sure that you can see Megan, 2 deep, and you want to make sure you can still see the teacher, 2 deep, so nobody is left alone with a child. Now, what do you do if you open the door and there's no children's ministry person down the hall? Well, we've got these cones right by the door. What you do, just put it outside the door. When whoever the children's ministry person is down here gets done with whatever they're doing, they're gonna see the cone, they're gonna come into the classroom and ask what's going on. In that case, you just go sit back down and wait for the children's ministry staff person. Now, there's one other thing. You've got a child, it's an emergency. You know if you go tell that child to go sit back down, they're not gonna make it until. Well, we don't want that to happen. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna not be too deep, but we've got video cameras in the hall, and so you're gonna have the child wait here, wait there for a second. You're gonna come down the hall by yourself. You're going to make sure whichever bathroom that is for the child, so if it's a boy, go into the men's room, girls room, make sure that restroom is clear. Now, let's say it's the opposite sex than yours. So what you would do, like if I was gonna check the girls' restroom, I'd go knock on the door. So I'd come over here, I'd knock on the door. Is there anybody in there? I'm got a child needs to use the restroom, I'm gonna come in and check it. So then you go in, you check, make sure to go all the way back to the showers and check, and make sure that the restroom's clear. Then you come back out here, you're gonna stand, well, you're gonna go down and you're gonna get the child, bring the child back up, send the child into the class, into the restroom, but there's a camera right here. You wanna stand right here in this area where the camera can see you. Even though you don't have a person seeing you, you have a video camera watching you, and there's accountability there. All right, well, I hope this was good information, and we look forward to having you in our classrooms. God bless.